What is up, guys? Wonder Bro here. It's a beautiful day outside. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. It's just right in the middle. It's just perfect. Anyway, it is the 4th of July today, so if you live in America, happy 4th of July. We're going to have a little bit of a refresher course, if you will, today here on the channel about anxiety, our favorite thing in the world. So I'm just going to jump right into it. I'm a little out of breath. Anxiety. What is the purpose of anxiety, first of all? The purpose of anxiety is to save your life. Every person on the face of this earth has anxiety. It is our body's natural way to protect us, to save us from threats and to save us from danger. It gets us moving. It puts us into action. It doesn't give us a choice but to take action. And those actions can be mostly two things. Either one, to flee, to run away from the threat, or two, to freeze and to try to wait for the threat to pass by, right? So that's what anxiety does. It either stops you in your tracks or it makes you run away. And this is to try to save your life. Everybody has this built in, okay, since the caveman days. So now that we know what anxiety is and what its purpose is, and we also know that everybody has it, what do you do when it gets out of hand? And how does it get out of hand? I'll start with how. It gets out of hand because you start to fear the anxiety. You have anxiety or panic for the first time due to whatever reason, and you start to fear the feelings of anxiety. So now your body, your brain is confused. It is confused because it tried to save your life, but it doesn't know what you're scared of now. It doesn't know that you're afraid of the anxiety it gave you to protect you. All it knows is that you're scared and that you feel in danger and that you're afraid of something. But it doesn't know that you are afraid of the anxiety it's giving you. So what does it do? It says, it's watching your behaviors, and it says, well, he's acting fearful, he's acting afraid, he or she is acting like their life is in danger. Let's give them more anxiety to try to protect them from whatever this threat is. And it doesn't know, like I've said, it doesn't know that you're afraid of the anxiety it's giving you. So what do you do about this? Because at that point, that's when it starts to really get out of hand, right? That's when the ball starts rolling and this spirals into a disorder and all this other shit. What do you do to reverse this? Okay, whether you deal with the occasional panic attack and anxiety, or you deal with full-blown sensitization, to the point where your nerves are sensitized, aka fragile, weak, and they're popping off anxiety over everything. What do you do to reverse the damage that you accidentally did to yourself? Well, you have to get to the point where you realize that anxiety is not harmful or dangerous, and you no longer will run from it and flee from it and hide from it.
Get out of here!
That's the point that you have to get to. Now, how do you get to that point? You get to that point with acceptance, the method we teach here on the channel. What is acceptance in a nutshell? In a nutshell, acceptance is the act of seeing the anxiety for what it is, accepting that you have it, accepting that it's there, accepting the panic, accepting the feelings that this anxiety and panic give you, and not fleeing from it, refusing to flee from it, refusing to run from it. That is acceptance. You accept that you're feeling anxious, you accept that you're feeling panicky, and you are determined and you are dedicated to see it right through while continuing on with your day as normally as possible and behaving in such a way that your brain sees and decides that it's giving you the wrong level of anxiety. Okay, and then it resets your levels. That is acceptance. It takes time to retrain your brain. That's one thing you need to know. It will take time. Have patience. And I know that's difficult for me to ask of you because I know you're ready to recover, but you got to have patience. That's just how the brain works. I wish you could do it overnight. You got to be dedicated to acceptance. You can't use acceptance one day in one situation and then the next day turn around and run away. You got to continuously use acceptance. You got to dedicate to it. And, you might screw up and you might have some setbacks where you should have used the method, but you didn't. And that's okay. We're not in a race here. We're not in a race to recovery. You can try again tomorrow. As Dr. Claire Weeks says, try again tomorrow.
If you've had a disappointing day and could weep at the thought of how you failed, remember, you can practice again tomorrow.
Okay, so to wrap all this up, to put this in a nice little package with a nice little bow, you got anxiety the first time for whatever reason. You started to fear the anxiety. Your brain doesn't know that you're fearing the anxiety, so it gives you more to protect you from whatever the threat is. How do you reverse it? Acceptance. What is acceptance? Hello, kitty. Acceptance is exactly what it sounds like. Accepting the fact that you have anxiety and panic, not running from it, not fleeing from it, carrying on with your normal everyday activities despite it. And your brain will see that behavior and it will eventually reset your anxiety levels. And if you're sensitized, if you've been through this enough and you have sensitized your nervous system and your nervous system is weak and fragile and tired and popping off anxiety, that will eventually heal too with acceptance. All right, guys. So I know I've covered all this in the past, obviously. This is the biggest thing we talk about here on the channel, but why am I making a recap video? Well, you know, we've talked about this. It's been about a year since I made my first upload. And every now and then, I like to upload a recap where I just quickly go over everything. That way you don't get too confused. You don't, you know, have to cipher through all my videos and put it all together. I like to tie it off in one neat little package for you. So that's what this video is. Look at this cat. Look at this cat. Crazy. So that's oops, he's fine. He's fine. For the record, he's fine. So that's why I wanted to make this video, so you don't get too confused and you don't have to go through all my videos and piece it all together into one big thing. That's what this is. Okay, I just went through the 5 steps. We should be good to go, guys. I hope you have an amazing 4th of July. Be safe out there. I love each and every one of you. Like this video if you enjoyed it. It really helps me out. Subscribe if you haven't already. Don't watch my videos and not subscribe, man. That's not cool. It takes 2 seconds. 2 seconds to subscribe. Anyway, guys, I love you. Like, subscribe, share, and until next time, stay awesome. Stay awesome.